Okay, so this is a video that I supposed to do almost in the beginning of April, but I didn't have time. I will not give more excuses, you know. I didn't have time. Anyway, this is my review about the books that I was reading, and I read actually a good quantity of books. I will begin with Wonder. I think it was no in my books to be read, but I did. I read Wonder. Oops, go back. Wonder is an amazing book. This book is from R.J. Palacio. It's a book that maybe you saw the review many times from a lot of people. If you didn't read this book, I will say read. It's amazing how it opens the eyes for so many things. This is the story about a little kid that born with a little defect in his face. After that, he's just a normal kid that won't enjoy the life, but he has to go through life with the eyes of everybody else looking at him just for the appearance, but not for what he is. So the mother tries to help him integrating a little more to the society, sending him to the school. There is where all the challenge comes to this little kid, where he has to be strong and fight the fear that he has, like people looking and staring at him, and he knows that they are looking at him, and get a normal life. The way that he integrates to the classroom and with the people that is there, the way that he begins to get some friends, and all the good things that he can do for others, and how he can influence to others in life. I really like this book. It's very interesting. I like everything that is inside the book, little details. The author in these books is really amazing, the way that he shows the history, how it's going. He begins talking as the little kid. He talks about what is going on, what he's experiencing and everything, and then suddenly the next part it goes maybe one of the new friends, then the sister, then another friend. Each one will give you a little side of the history of what is going on through the book. I love the way that was written. This book is amazing. I love it. It has only a little part that I was so sad, but then after all, it's a lot of love, a lot of fun things, and it opened your eyes. Believe me, little things like, maybe you don't notice, but it opened the eye to me when he talks in one part that say, like, a lot of people look at him and just make this little movement of put the eyes down and then look at him, like it's a reflection that everybody has when they see something that is sad, or somebody that has a defect in the face or whatever thing. I didn't notice about that. I have a little girl that goes at work. She has a little problem. She has a little problem, brain damage and everything. She cannot walk, and she cannot talk. She makes, like they call the whale sound, like this way to communicate when she's excited and everything. And she goes at work because she loves to find people that goes might work with dogs, and she wanna pet the dogs. She loves the forklift noise and everything. So sometimes when we are with the forklift, when the forklift is close, I try to make them stop a little and just make a little noise, and she gets so excited. But I did before, like looking at her and did this little movement that put my eyes down a little and then look at her and smile. It's no shame. It's no like, I'm sorry. It's like, I don't want to look at you and you think that I feel bad about you, or like I'm sorry, or I want to be your friend. But in the same way, I don't know how to express that. So I'm learning to don't do that, to stop off, look and keep the eye contact and say hello. It's something normal that we all do. And I am not criticizing, it's just me. So for this book, I will give 5 stars. I love it. And I'm sure that we will have a movie coming with this book. It has to be a movie. It's amazing. The second book that I was reading is Divergent. Divergent, I tried to read. It was not in my books to read too. I'm sucks with this. Divergent is a really nice book. I wanted to read before I go to watch the movie. It's very interesting. It has a lot of things that I didn't see in the movie, to be honest. If I was disappointed, no, I was not disappointed. The book is really good. It has a lot of... I don't wanna spoil... I don't want to be a spoiler with the books and say what is going on. But it's about a girl that borns in a society that is divided in 4 kind of groups, 5 kind of groups, and all depend on the kind of behavior that they have. And in some point when they are 16, they have to go and choose what faction they want to belong. Each faction has different ways to do the initiation to go and join the factions. Some are a little more soft than others, of course. So she has to learn how integrate herself in the faction. I cannot give away a little something. But anyway, I'm trying to not give too much information, but it's really hard with this book because the way that it was written, it wrote, and if I want to talk about the book, I will finish giving too much information. But if I will say, a lot of people compare this one with the Hunger Games. I can see why they say that. Maybe because we are talking about a girl that is going through some kind of challenge and everything. This is a little like that, but in the same time it's different. We are talking about similar and different in the same time. It's hard to explain for me. The book is really good. I give 4.5 stars. For me, just something was missing, maybe because it is too easy for me. It was easy for me to know what is coming. Maybe, like I say, you still having the Hunger Game thing here, and you know that usually these books goes in that way. And a lot of information and everything is like, oh, I know why is this. Oh, I know what is this. So that was the only thing that didn't let me give the 5 star. If I have to compare with the movie, I went with my husband. My husband didn't read the book, and I asked him what he think about the movie. He say it has a lot of the Hunger Games thing, but in the same time I'm not sure if I like or I don't like. And then my husband told me the next day, he say, okay, I think I like the movie because I still thinking about the movie. So if I am thinking about the movie, it's because I like the movie, but not something that I would say, oh gosh, I love this movie. For me it was okay. I only hated that maybe because I read the book so close to the movie, I was missing a lot of little details, and that I didn't want it. Why they didn't show this, or why they did in this way. I will say something and cover your ears if you don't want to hear this, because it's part that you will read or watching the movie. Are you ready? Okay, don't hear. But if you saw the movie and you have read the book, little things like the way that how to explain without sounds weird. For example, Christina in the book, for me, Christina was a very tall girl, a strong girl, that actually she was when Trees was feeling unsafe, she will go and walk close to her so she will feel protected. And then they put this little girl, Christina, that is like no protection at all, and so she actually, the Trees finished protecting Christina. It's like little things like that. You know what I mean? Okay, you can take off your, I will not say any more about that. So the book is good. I give 4.5 just for the factor that I was able to know what is going on on the book, you know, that is all. Another ones that I was reading, and I just did because it was in St. Patrick's time and everything, and it's Irish fairy tales. Irish fairy tales are so different from all the other fairy tales that I read, and maybe they are very traditional in Ireland, but for me were kind of weird. Some of them I didn't enjoy, others were okay. I didn't like so much this one, to be honest. I will give just 1 star because, or I am not understanding the fairy tale that you have here, or I really don't like the fairy tale from Ireland. It was weird. It was totally weird. Another book that I read, oh yeah, Teardrop. I read Teardrop. I almost forgot that I read that one. Like going crazy here. Teardrop from Lauren K. And actually they have the second part. I haven't read the second part yet. It was good. All begins with this little girl having an accident with her mother, and the mother died, and she begins to discover so many crazy things about the mother and also her life, and how she get involved with somebody that comes from the past, the future, no, the past. It's hard to say. So she has to discover a lot of things about her life that she didn't know, and secrets that the mother was hiding from her. The book has a lot of magic, superpowers, and it's good. I will not say that it's the best book that I have read. It has interesting things. I have excited at reading the book, and I actually read really fast. If you want something like romantic and everything, it has no weird things like sex or things in the book, so a teenager can read this, or a younger whatever. You can make your little girl read this book. She would not have something weird here, that is for sure. And the book is good. I will give 3.5 stars. I will not say that it's the best book that I read, but it's okay if you like. I love fairy tales. This is no fairy tale, but it's like a really fantasy book, and it works good, so it's okay. And the last book that I read is Fruit Basket. This is a manga book. Manga books are really different from what you're used to read. Manga books don't read in the normal way. A normal book will come in this way, and you will read all the way there. Manga books begins in the wrong side, and also have a way to read the manga books. You have to follow the storyline in this way. You go like this, down, jump, go down. Thank God some of this book has explanation if you don't know how to read. Like you go here, go there, go there. So this book actually has a little explanation in the back side how to read manga. It's not amazing? See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then goes in that way. It was interesting. I know that it's a big collection of this one. It has nothing like porno manga that you can find a lot of times. This was okay. It's very innocent, like a cartoonish book that like I know that you can find also this on cartoons, and you can see that if you don't want to go and buy one of these. I will not be buying all the collection. I will say that for a first experience to read a manga book, it was good. I'm okay with that. I will not criticize this and say, oh, I didn't like or something, but it's good. And the last one of the books that I read, that I hope I didn't mention before, because if I mention I'm repeating again. But anyway, if I didn't mention before, was The Name of the Wind. The Name of the Wind actually is a sequence, so I think I have more than one. Come on, cover. Where is the cover? Why is it not showing? It's not showing a cover in this one. It's kind of weird. Just let me see. 1 second. Okay, it will not show the cover in the way that I want. But that is The Name of the Wind. The Name of the Wind is very interesting. It's another fantasy book about this guy. I will not say names and everything because I like that you discover that kind of things. That try to be somebody in life. He wanna be he wanna get some superpower, if you wanna think. That is the name of the wind. The name of the wind can bring you big power on life. So he has to go through a lot of things to get this, and he goes also to the university. But before he goes to the university, he has a lot of problems in life that happen to him. And since he was a little kid, a very smart kid, he had to live bad and good things. It's so hard to say this book without spoil it. So I know that you will find a lot of good reviews about this one. I like the book, but I only give 3 stars to the book. Why? I think in the beginning of the book is boring. It's like, I think I will not be able to read this book. Then it begins to get a little more interesting when the main person of the books talks a little more about what happened in his life, how he got the name that he got and everything. And he goes step by step telling everything what happened. But what disappointed me is, first, it goes and tells a lot of history about about his life, and at the same time some of them are like, oh my gosh, okay, finish this one because I'm done with this one and you want to know what else will come. And then suddenly he didn't finish all the story about his life, because the second book will have what comes after that. That disappointed me. You know, it's like an incomplete book. It's like he finished a chapter of his life, so the next chapter of his life is coming in the next book. Good book, interesting, because inspire you to be one of the best person that you are in at work and everything, but in the same time inspire you to throw the books to some place and just give up. I finished the book. It was okay. It was okay. It was not the best book. It has really highlights, and it has some points that is like you have to balance between I like or I don't like, and that is the reason I give just 3 stars, and I would not be able to give more than that. And now it comes the part when I have to decide what I'm reading for this month. So far, because I thought that the Divergent was a good book, I decided to read the second part, that is Insurgent. So I'm reading Insurgent right now, so it's one of the books that I will be reading in April. Another books that I have pending, that was for my books to be read, is the Halloween ones. So it's pending there. I bought the book, so will be the second one. And I also have Sweep. That was another from my books to be read. So that means that I have 3 books for this month. But 3 books will be not enough, maybe. We are almost done with the month, but anyway, I need to have 1 more. I need 4. So let's pick up one from my books to be read. This is Throne of Glass. So it means that as soon as I finish these other books that are pending, this is the next one. So I'm not picking any more. This is last, because already I have enough to read, and if I need 1 more, I still need to finish. It's a shame. Wicked. That I'm almost done with the book too. But every time I stop and stop and stop, it takes me years to finish this book. I am not sure why. I will finish. Don't worry. So this is my wrap up of April. Books that I have to read also. That books to be read in April. And we will wait for more action here, more emotion. So I hope I can finish this. I'm not buying more book until I finish this. I promise. Thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry that it was a little long. And I'm sorry that sometimes I cannot explain too much about the books and everything. I don't want to give too much information and then kill the book. But I'm giving you my own opinion about if I like or I don't like. Just to be honest, you know. And if you have any book that you wanna, I don't know, recommend to me, please let me know. I will be glad to read books. Will come in my list. I still having a lot here, and it's growing. Every time that somebody send me a name or something, I put here. By the way, it's here. I see you soon.